So what's the best method for absorbing all that herbally goodness? Is it a capsule, a tincture, a tea or decoction? Eating fresh herbs? We're going to get into that as a general rule of thumb. We're also going to talk about some exceptions. And then we're going to talk about how layering herbally goodness can be even better. So first up, let's just look at it in general. So if you're looking at different methods for getting the goodness out of herbs, what is the best way in general? Usually that's going to be a tincture. A tincture not only helps you absorb it faster because you're bypassing the digestive system, but it also acts quicker. So on occasions when you need something a little stronger, or you want to take less, right? And you need it to work faster, a tincture is going to be your go-to. Okay, so number 2 would be a tea or a decoction. And the difference between those is tea is weaker, a decoction is brewed longer and stronger. Also, that is a way that you're getting it into liquid form so that it can be absorbed. It's also really good for things that have roots in them. Same with the tincture, or are harder to process. So number 3 is somewhat of a toss-up between capsules and eating fresh herbs. In general, it's going to be eating fresh herbs, unless, of course, it's those harder roots or tougher fibers. And then the capsule, because the capsule, you are digesting both the capsule material, and then you're getting a very small amount of the plant material. So in general, a capsule, while some people consider it most convenient, is probably the worst way to get a good absorption rate from the herbs that you're taking. So why do we tend to go with capsules? Yeah, like I said, it's convenient, but also we are a very pill-based society and we expect that. And so it's just what we're used to. We're used to taking things in pill form. But if you have the choice between eating something fresh and raw or taking a capsule, you should probably opt for the fresh and raw. Some of the benefits of eating something fresh and raw is not just the medical benefit that you're getting, but also if it's fresh and it's a raw type of herb that you can eat, you're also getting some nutritional value from it, and you're getting some of the other little vitamins and minerals that you maybe wouldn't get using other methods. They might be stripped away, or they might not be as well tolerated by your digestive system. Let's take a look at some of those exceptions. The first one we'll look at is turmeric. So turmeric has amazing benefits, anti-inflammatory. However, on its own, just in a capsule, you're going to absorb almost nothing from it. So how can you boost the absorption of turmeric? Well, for turmeric, you can do it through a tincture that will extract the property for you, but otherwise, what you can do is you can take it with some type of fat, like a meat fat or a dairy fat works best. Another thing is you can add black pepper to it. And it's one of the reasons why when I have my mushroom chai that I have, I include black pepper in with that just so that you can absorb the turmeric. Now, here's a time when I might say, yeah, go for the capsule. And that would be something like valerian root. I don't often work with valerian root just because it often leaves people groggy the next day. However, if it works well for people and they tolerate it well, it does not work well in a tea. It tastes awful. I mean, it is a tough taste to cover. Even in a tincture, man, it is rough stuff. So for something like that, yeah, I would go with a capsule for that. And here's another exception. Sometimes when we do a blends, like I make a cold and flu tea. Yes, absolutely, you could do it in a tincture. That would work perfectly fine. And you can make your own tincture. But I do suggest that one as a hot tea because all of the other herbs that are in there, when they are brewed in a hot tea, man, do they help with your respiratory system. So that is really the best delivery system for that, hands down, even though a tincture may be stronger, but a tea is going to work better. So I also talked about layering. So just because a tincture or a tea might be the best delivery method, or a capsule, or, whatever method. Doesn't mean that you can't layer herbs. And that's the great thing about them. You can have a tincture to have something fast acting. Later on, you can have a cup of tea to kind of keep that going. And get the benefits from that. And you can also sprinkle some of the herbs or put them into a salad or something like that to get the benefit. When it is cold and flu season, which we are coming up on, I start adding things like echinacea and certain mushrooms to a lot of what we're eating, a lot of our soups and stews and things like that. I'll put them in salads. So I'm getting the benefit, and we're getting just an overall nice benefit from having it in our food. But if we do then develop like a cold or flu or something like that, if we need something fast acting, go for the tincture, and then in between there, like relax with some nice tea, really open up those nasal passages and get some relief. And also either in the tincture or in the tea, that white willow bark really comes in and helps with the fever reducer. I do suggest layering them and getting just added benefit, because one of the things about herbs is, unlike pharmaceuticals, which do a hard punch right away, herbs are best built up over time. And that's how they're really most effective. And knowing which delivery method, how to layer, what works with what, those are things you learn after decades of learning all about herbs and working with people and working with other medical practitioners. And those are the kinds of things and information that an experienced herbalist can bring to the table.